Why do good girls fall for the bad guys? Is it the lifestyle? Is it the wiener? Is it the thrill? Is it the confidence? Or is it the challenge? If you're just as curious as I am about this question, then stick around to the end of this video. Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Nera. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will be reviewing the Tubi movie Angel and Demon. Everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and before I give my final thoughts, let's do a quick recap. So, without further ado, let's get into today's video. The film opens up with a few of the Southside mob boys mobbing through the streets. Merc gets into a little verbal confrontation with the cops while their homeboy Bino goes into the building to handle business, I'm assuming. We fast forward to Juliana, aka Angel, having a mini celebration with her family for her 18th birthday. At the party, her best friend tries to get her to pop out later on for a real turn up. We'll see how that goes. We then meet Romeo, aka Demon, at home in his element. The gang comes through, they talk business and politics, and discuss their moves for the night. Angel ends up popping out that night, and so does the Southside mob. While on the dance floor with their homegirls, the future lovebirds lock eyes. She throwing eye signals, he throwing them back. The two just so happen to end up outside for some fresh air. They do their quick non-formal introductions and head back into the party for a dance, but that's short-lived because shots rang out. She ended up getting separated from her friends in the chaos. They reunite outside and are about to be on their way when Demon insists they exchange numbers. She pretty much gives him the whole fate spiel, stating that she will see him around, but before she goes, she leaves him with a kiss. This catches him off guard, but they keep it moving. In the car, Angel is in La La Land and they drop their other friend off. Not ready to call it a night just yet, Angel and Pooh go get a bite to eat. They end up at Bosque, and so does Demon and his crew. They lock eyes again, and Demon don't waste no time. The two exchange numbers and names this time around, while Angel's friend looks on in disgust and hostility. She had already associated them with their gang because of the bandanas and insists that Angel blocks the number because of it. Angel, being green to the situation, does not take heed because curiosity has now taken over. She's ready to see what Romeo, aka Demon, is all about. It's days later and the two go on their first date. They end up at a drive-in movie and Demon tries to go straight in on some action. It's here that we learn Angel is a virgin. They don't fool La La just yet, but he ends up munching her up. She was on cloud nine when she got home. Demon is too, but he gotta get his head in the game for this lick they are about to hit. Everything goes smooth, and afterwards he goes to care for his mentally ill paraplegic father. Needing to get some pressure off, he ends up over his ex's house for a quick fool la la. Although the film doesn't really give us a direct timeline, the two lovebirds continue to date and fall deeper for each other. She meets his father, but he has yet to meet her family, probably due to the fact that her dad is a cop and will not approve of his lifestyle. Unbeknownst to Angel, Demon is still out here making moves in these streets. These folks done shot up a whole funeral. On one random day, Angel and her bestie decide to have a girls' day, and later that night they end up at a party where she formally breaks things off with Aubrey. Aubrey, not taking rejection well, bothers her all night. She ends up telling Demon to come scoop her. A drunken Aubrey and Demon get into it, and by the end of this whole ordeal, Aubrey ends up shot. Our girl Angel ends up back at Demon's place. They make things official and she ends up giving up her virginity. The next day, news has quickly spread about Aubrey. His injuries are not life threatening, but his college career is over due to the fact that he was shot in the leg. She sneaks to the hospital to see him, and while she's there, Demon pops up. In the process, he finds out that her father, cousin, and brother are all cops. The father is the chief, her brother is the detective, and her cousin runs the gang unit. This is also the same day that they find out Angel has been running around town with Demon, who's affiliated with the Southside Mob. She ends up running up on him later that night to explain herself. She reveals her feelings for him, and the feelings are mutual. The two make up, and he gifts her with a chain. Even though his friends are against it, he reassures them that they will be fine and can use this as leverage due to the fact that her father is the police. While leaving Cascade, Angel's chain is snatched by a rival gang member of Demon's. Of course, these fools flaunt it on social media. While Demon is checking on his father, Angel shows up at his house for some quality time. The homeboy let her in and makes advances toward her. He was about to try and SA her, but Demon showed up right on time. He sends her home so him and the gang can go get the chain back. When she arrives home, she is confronted by her family about failing her classes and seeing Demon. While she is confiding in her best friend about her feelings for Demon, he is out snatching that chain back. Once he is done, he tells her to pull up. She does so but is unaware that her cousin is watching her. Her cousin follows her and ends up getting into it with the gang. In the process, Merc is shot and unalived by the cousin right in front of Angel. In retaliation, the cousin is unalived by Demon. The family get the news the next day and they blame Angel. She also gets the news that her mother is sending her off to school in order to prevent her from seeing Demon. She shows up to Demon's dad's house to warn him about his pending arrest. While Angel and Demon are full line in the back seat of the Jeep, the chief and detective show up at Demon's father's house. We learn that the chief has history with Demon's father. It is looking a lot like the chief was a crooked cop back in the day, if you ask me. Angel and Demon agree to leave town together. He runs her by the house to get a few things. While he is waiting on her to come out, he is shot by Aubrey. He survives and is taken to jail. It is never confirmed if Angel went off to school, but what we do know is that she is now a mother. And that's the end of the movie. Now, here are my final thoughts. Let's start with Angel's parents. They were just like any other parents, very overprotective of their child, but they were a little too overbearing. They slick made up all of Angel's decisions for her academically and in her dating life with Aubrey. This would in fact turn around and bite them in the ass. Aubrey wasn't a bad guy, he just wasn't the challenge Angel preferred. He wasn't used to the word no and didn't take rejection well. This not only almost cost him his life, but turned him into a semi-killer. Pooh was a damn good friend in my opinion. She had clocked Demon's type from the time they hit the party to when he came over to the table. Although she misjudged him based off of his lifestyle and who he ran with, she still had her girl's back, right or wrong. Romel, aka Demon, didn't choose the Southside mob life. He was born into it because of his father. So you can't really blame him for how he moved in the streets. He was the lover boy out of the crew, which it's absolutely nothing wrong with. Angel ended up showing him things that he wasn't used to, such as the botanical garden date, to them just kicking back in the house reading a book together. Even though he was 6 years older than her, I don't feel like he meant her no harm. I hated that Aubrey called him slipping like that because I do feel like he could have made it out. Juliana, aka Angel, was a sheltered, curious young woman. She did what any teenager would do in that situation, rebel at the first taste of freedom, especially since she felt misunderstood because her parents never wanted for her what she wanted. Romel understood and listened to her. He also did anything for her. Yeah, she chose love over logic, but let's be realistic. A lot of us have been there before. He was her first, so you know how that go. Now, could she have done a few things differently? Absolutely. But you have to stop and ask yourself if that would have possibly changed the dynamic of this situation. I personally feel like it wouldn't have, especially since Demon was already on the police's radar. Now, what I will fault her for is turning a blind eye to the death of her cousin and on her family. But she was just a young girl in love. So, to answer the question, This good girl fell for the thrill first and the love and wiener second. Was it a bad thing? I say no, because we all have to learn from experience. This is a tale of when opposites attract. It was well written, and I hope there is a part two because the ending slick left us with the cliffhanger. I rate this a 10/10 because I too have had a few demons in my life. Well, that's all I got. Please subscribe, like, share, and turn on your post notifications for future videos. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. God loves you. God loves me. Bye.